Good morning everyone, whoever is joining us live. I hope you had a good rest last night. Just make sure that for today you have a block or a bolt in the bolster. So if you don't have a block, you can have something that can give you height, like maybe some stacks of books and a chair and a mat. Okay, so we're going to do our practice using the chair today. Right, let's begin our practice by sitting up tall, sitting on the front edge of your seat and having your feet hip width and the feet nicely planted down into the floor. So keeping your sternum lifted, keeping the pubic bone tilting down towards the mat, and feel that slight anterior tilt of the pelvis as you lift your spine up. Lengthen the sternum, lifting through the crown of your head. Roll the shoulders back and down away from your ears and soften your shoulders. And then bring attention to your pelvis. So perhaps micro adjusting, maybe tilting a little bit more forward. See if you can find a little bit more length in your spine. Maybe tilting it slightly back and find that extra length in your spine. Then keeping the eyes gently closed. Staying here for a few deep breaths. Noticing the feet, big toe side, little toe side. Feeling the whole circumference of your heel. And with each inhalation, allow the spine to grow a little taller, creating space between the vertebrae. Feeling a little bit more length in your lower back, in your upper back, in your neck. And as you exhale, allow the body to soften, but keeping that integrity of your spine. So notice if there are any tension, unnecessary tension, maybe on your thighs or your shoulders. Inhaling to the count of 4. Exhaling to the count of 4. And with each inhalation, lengthen, expanding around your ribs, the front, the sides, and even the back. And with each exhalation, rooting down into your sit bones, feeling connected with your feet. And you can bring your hands to prayer. Using this time to either chant Om 3 times if you wish, or set an affirmation, an intention for your practice this morning. And slowly open your eyes. Good morning, once again. And welcome to my chair yoga class today. So we're going to use our chair to support our practice. I've kind of had this class in mind to make it more accessible to the people who have sensitive knees. If you don't have, you still are welcome. It's actually quite good to practice with props, because using the props will help us to re-educate how we feel when we move differently and when we are supported by something. It actually helps us to relax into the pose a little bit more, so you can turn your your awareness more internally instead of externally. And that is normally how I teach as well. I prefer not to speak too much so that people have a chance to internalize the experience. And that's what I encourage you to do as well during your practices, especially with me, to focus not too much on the external movement, but more how you feel internally, the different joints, the body. And that's what yoga is actually about, using different means, keep continually exploring our body, our physical body, our mental body, our spiritual body. So, and achieving equanimity throughout different situations. So yeah, so if you haven't already, have a chair ready, some block if you have, or books to create height, and a bolster, so that we can get different inputs, sensory inputs during our practice. Okay, let's start by warming up our body. So sitting up tall, and make sure that your pubic bone is still slightly tilted down towards the floor, so that you can extend your spine a little bit more. So inhale, looking over to your right side, turning your head, and then exhale, gently draw the chin down, rolling the neck. Inhale over to the other side. Exhale, bring the chin down, rolling the neck. Inhale over to the other side. And keep going, moving with your breath. Just noticing if you have any tensions around your neck, the sides, the back, your shoulders. Noticing if there are any differences between your left side and your right side. And slowly bring your head to center, lifting your head up. We're going to roll our shoulders. So bring your hands to your shoulder and bring your elbow roughly in line with your shoulders. And drawing big circles with your elbow. So bring your elbows to the front, lifting up and bring it all the way back and down. So drawing big circles on the side with your elbows. And again, noticing how your shoulders are feeling. What is the current range of movement? Remember, your range of movement is affected by your bone structure, your muscular tension, or any scar tissue that you might have. And just be kind to yourself. Just simply notice. No need to judge. Notice how the shoulders are moving. The external and internal movements and rolling of your humerus. The shoulder head. Now take the circle the other way around. So bring your elbow all the way back and up. And then bring the elbow to the front again and down. Then drawing a reverse circle. Reversing your circle, drawing big circles on the side. And remember to breathe. Take a notice of how you're breathing. If it's easier to inhale when you lift, or if it's easier to exhale when you lift your elbow. Notice. For me, it's easier to inhale when I lift my elbow. And then releasing your hand down to your thighs. Now focusing the movement purely on your scapula. So you're going to try and keep your hand where they are without moving your shoulder, your arms. focusing the movement of your scapula so that your hands are fixed, your hands are roughly pointing in the same direction, but you're sliding your shoulder blade up and then shoulder blade down and shoulder blade up and down. Just notice how that feels, having your scapula gliding against your upper back, shoulder blade up and pulling it back down and up and down. Again, notice how your natural breathing pattern is as you move your scapula, drawing the scapula up towards your ears and then drawing it down to your waist. And now bring the shoulder blades to the front of your ribs, protracting. And then draw the shoulder blades back together into your spine. So all this time, remember, you're not moving your arms. You're focusing the movement on your shoulder blades. So the shoulder blades are those two big, quite triangular bones at the back, very much like chicken wings. So drawing it forward and back. Notice how your breathing pattern is, which way is easier to inhale and which way is easier to exhale. And then slowly reset your shoulder blades to where they are. Focusing on our feet now, so keeping the feet flat on the floor for now. Lifting your toes, lifting your heels up. So feeling the big toe side and the little toe side of the balls of the foot. So the balls of the feet are the bony structure under your toes. And then lower your heels. And then inhale, lifting your heels up again. Exhale, lower. Notice how your calves are feeling, your ankles are feeling, lifting the heels. And lower. Lifting your heel. And lower. Let's do one more time, lifting the heel. Have a moment to look down at your feet and notice how the arches of the feet is lifted even more. So the arches of the feet are, well, there's actually quite a few arches in the feet, but it's easier for us to notice the inner arches here. So notice how they arch a little bit more when we're engaging and we're lifting onto the balls of the foot. And then lower your heel. This time lift your toes up, draw the toes all the way towards your shin, and then lower the toes. Lifting the toes. Notice the engagement on the front of your shin, the muscles and the skin, and lower. Lifting the toes, and lower, and lift once more, and lower. And you might not be able to see my toes, but we're going to do a little toe exercise. So keeping your feet planted down into the floor, and try lifting just your big toes, both big toes, and keeping the other four down. I haven't done this for a while, but it's a good exercise to train your calf muscles, the muscles that's firing up and pulling the toe up. And then lower. Let's do that a few more times just to get a little bit more practice into that muscle. So lifting just your big toes, keeping the other four down, and lower. And lift just your big toes, and lower, and lift just your big toes, and lower. Now we're going to do the other 4 toes, keeping your big toes down. Okay, so pressing the big toes down, lift the other 4 off the ground. Notice a slight difference in sensation in your feet and your legs, and lower. And pressing just the big toes, lifting the other 4 toes, and lower, and lift. Pressing the big toes down, the other 4 lift, and lower. One more. Pressing the toe down, big toe, and then lifting other 4. And then lower. Lift all toes and spread them apart. Spreading your toes apart. Notice again how that feels across the top of your feet. Notice again how the inner arches of your feet gets engaged. And then lower. And then on our knees, lifting your right leg off the floor. Try and keep your spine upright still. Hands on your hips. And then rotating your feet. So imagine you drawing circles on the floor with your feet without touching the floor. Keeping this an open chain movement so your knees doesn't get hurt. But really feeling how the knees, especially the inside of your knee, is feeling. Taking a few breaths here as you draw the circle. Keeping your thighs roughly in the same direction. Not too much of the thigh movement, but more on the knee. And then draw the other way. Keeping the feet, the right foot floated off the floor, and draw circles. But try not to move from the thigh, move from the knee. And then lower. Let's do the other side. Lifting your left leg off the floor, and then draw circles. Just remove this. Again, keeping your thigh roughly in the same direction, without too much movement in the thigh, and focusing the circular motion, the drawing of the circle with your left foot. And take care not to touch the floor with the left foot. Taking a few breaths here. Notice how it feels between your left side, your left knee and the right knee. And then let's do the opposite circle. Notice how the inside of your knee feel, the outside of your knee feel. You start to feel your thigh burn. Good strengthening exercise also. And then lower your foot. Now focusing the movement on your thighs. So keeping your legs apart, slightly wider than your chair. And hands on your hips. Rolling your right thigh outwards. So externally rotating your right thigh. And you'll feel that you're coming onto the right side of the outside edge of your foot. And then lower. Rolling the thigh outwards. Keeping your spine upright. And roll it inwards. Rolling it out. External rotation. Internal rotation. External. Internal. Now lifting your right leg off the mat, and then again rotating your right thigh outwards, and roll it inwards and outwards keeping your foot away from the floor, inwards, external rotation, internal rotation of the thigh, external, internal. Notice which movement feels more restricted this morning. And then lower. Let's do the other side. So, keeping your left foot on the floor for now, and then just rolling your left thigh outwards. And as you roll your left thigh, your knee is going to naturally point out to the side. And then roll the thigh inwards. Roll the thigh outwards. And in. And out. External rotation in the thigh. In. External rotation. Internal rotation. One more. And in. Now lifting your left leg off the mat. And then external rotation in the thigh. Keep your spine upright. Legs out afloat. And then internal rotation. External. Internal. Again, notice which movement feels restricted, which is easier. Internal. Keep your foot flexed if you wish. Notice if that makes a difference with your left foot flexed. External rotation. Internal. External. And internal rotation. And then keep your feet down on the floor. Let's do one more exercise or warming up before we stand up. So keeping your hands on your knees or in front of your knees. We're going to do a little bit more of the cat-cow stretch on your seat. So feet hip-width apart, sit up tall, and inhale, pulling your hands, your knees in towards your body, lifting your chest, and feel that slight concave action in your spine. And as you do this, your pubic bone is going to tilt down a little bit more, lifting your chest, shoulders down, shoulder blades in and down towards your hips. Exhale, drawing the belly in, tilt your pubic bone towards your head, let your back round and round, and you'll feel the tailbone tucking under. Inhale, concave back, shoulders lift, so shoulders down, away from your ears, concave back. Exhale, round back. Draw the pubic bone up towards your head. Inhale, concave back. Pubic bone going down to the floor. Exhale, round. Let your shoulder blades wrap around your upper back. Inhale, concave. Cow pose. Exhale, rounding to cat. Inhale. Exhale, round. Let's do one more. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, come back up to seated upright. And try and stand up from your current seated position. So you're welcome to have your hands in front of you in prayer or hands on your hips. Okay, so it's going to work on your legs to try and stand up in the current position. And standing up. And let's sit down again. So try and sitting back down. And back down. Just be careful as you sit down. And let's do that a few more times. Standing up slowly, leaning forward and pushing your feet gently down and lift. Straighten your legs. And as you exhale, bending the knees, Bring your hips back towards the seat and sit back down. Let's do this one more time. And inhale. Slowly lifting up. Notice how your knees are feeling. There should be no pain. And as you exhale, slowly sit back down. Okay. And then we're going to stand up. And then going into our simple flow with the chair. So having the chair in front of you, stand a little bit away from the chair. So you can bring your hands onto the seat for now and just measure your distance away from the seat. So when you lower your hands onto your seat, your body, your legs are roughly still perpendicular to the floor. Feet are hip width apart. Having the outside edges of the feet parallel to each other. Engaging the muscles underneath the soles of the feet, and feeling the shin, the calves, the thighs. And let's come into a half lift for now. So with the hands underneath your shoulders, feel that slight concave back action in your spine as you tilt your pubic bone down, sternum lifting towards the front, shoulders back and down away from your ears towards your hips, chest nice and broad. Let's do a few cat-cow stretches while standing. So inhale, exhale, draw the belly in, rounding your back. Inhale, concave back. Exhale, round back. Inhale. Notice that the weight is not completely on your hands. You should be able to have your weight into your feet. Exhale, rounding the back. Just notice where you're placing your weight. Is it in your hands or in your feet? It should be in your feet. Exhale, round. Inhale, come back to neutral. This is a half lift position. Bending the knees, sweeping your arms back, reaching up towards the ceiling. Lengthen through your fingertips. Inhale. Exhale, sweeping your arms back and fold forward. This time allow the whole body to fold forward down towards the chair. Inhale into the half lift. Exhale, bending your knee, stepping your right leg back. Keep your heel lifted. So try and step back as far away as you can. Back heel's lifted, your legs are still hip width apart. Hugging the inner thighs towards each other. Front knee, try and keep it on top of your ankle. And inhale, lift, arms up, warrior one variation. Extending again through your little finger, lengthening the size of your body. Inhale. Exhale, sweeping your arms back. And bring your hand in front to your seat. Inhale, stepping forward. Come into the half lift. Exhale, fold forward. Resting your forehead down, maybe towards the seat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, bending the knees, stepping your left leg back. Again, legs are hip width apart. Keep your back heel lifted, hugging the inner thighs towards each other. And inhale, lift, arms up, warrior one variation. And feel the engagement of your fingertips. Inhale. Exhale, sweep your arms back and bring your hands on the seat. Step forward, half lift again. Exhale, fold forward. Let's do this a few more times. Bending the knees, inhale, sweeping the arms back. towards the ceiling. Exhale, sweeping your arms back, fold forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, bending the knees, stepping your right leg back. Keep your back heel lifted. And inhale, arms up. Warrior one. Straighten the back leg. Descend if you can, your heel down, your back heel down towards the mat. Keeping your front knee in the same direction as the center of your toes. Inhale, reach up, lengthen the sides. Exhale, sweeping the arms back. Bring your hands to the chair. Step forward. Half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift again. Concave back. Exhale, bend your knees, stepping your left leg back. And inhale, arms up, Anjaneyasana. Warrior one variation. Straighten the back leg, descend your heel, descend your hips. Inhale. Exhale, sweeping the arms back and reach forward, step forward. Half lift. Exhale, fold forward. Let's do one more, bending the knees, sweeping the arms back, reach up to the ceiling. Lifting your heart up, lifting your gaze. Exhale, arms back, fold forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, bending the knee, right leg back. Keep your back heel up. And inhale, arms up. Straighten the back leg, descend your heel. Inhale. Exhale, arms back. Reach forward. Hands on the seat, step forward. Half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, bending the knees, stepping your left leg back. Straighten the back leg. Inhale, arms up. Descend your back heel. Inhale. Exhale, sweeping the arms back. Reach forward, step forward. Half lift. Exhale, fold. Let's stay in your folded position for 3 deep breaths. Now in this folded position, if your head is not on the seat, this is where you can use your blocks or your books to give it a little bit more height under your head. And stay. You're welcome to rest your hands on the legs of the chair if you wish. And just finding a little bit more length on the side of your body, from your hip to your armpit. And taking note of how your knees are feeling. So taking a slight bend if you need to. Straighten it a little bit more and see how that feels. So you don't want to have any sensitivity around the back of your knees. So directing the stretch more into the center of your back thigh. And not in your buttocks either. So more into the bulk or the belly of the hamstring. And then inhale, bend your knees, hands back on the seat, half lift. Straight legs and straight back. Exhale, fold forward again. Bending the knees, inhale, sweeping the arms back, reach up. Lifting your gaze up, slide back bend. Exhale, arms back, fold forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, bending the knees, stepping your right leg back. Inhale, arms up. Warrior one, back heel is lifted, straighten the back leg, descend in your hips. Bring your hands to prayer this time. And then we're moving into warrior 3. So you have an option to keep your hands on the seat or hands in your chest, in front of your chest. So inhale, exhale, slowly shift your weight forward, lifting the back leg off. Option, bring your hands to your seat. Keep your back foot lifted and try and hug your inner thighs towards each other. So you're keeping your hips a little bit more level, and then extend through your heel. And obviously from here, try your balances. Hands to your chest. And inhale, exhale, hands on the seat, and bring the back leg, bring your right leg up onto the seat. So now your right foot is on the seat, hands in prayer, keeping your legs still hip width apart, and inhale, sweeping your arms up. Lengthen through the sides, push down into your standing foot. Exhale, twisting over to your right side, and lower your arms in line with your shoulders. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, twisting over to your left. Lower your arms in line with your shoulders. Inhale, arms up. Come back to center. Exhale, twisting to your right. Inhale, up. Exhale, twisting to your left. Inhale, up. Exhale, twisting to your right. And then bring your hands to prayer in front of your chest, on your right side. Lower your elbow down towards the outside of your right knee. And deepen your twist by rotating from your rib cage. Allow your right hip to slightly lift up higher than your left hip. As you inhale, thinking of lengthening both sides of your spine. Extending the crown of your head in a diagonal position. And then inhale, slowly come back to center and release your leg down. Going to the other side. Inhale, sweeping the arms back, lifting your heart up, slide back in here. Exhale, arms back, fold forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, bend your knees, stepping your left leg back. Keep your back heel lifted, legs are still hip width, hugging the inner thighs, and inhale, arms up. Warrior 1 variation, and descend your hips. Inhale. Exhale, bring your hands to prayer. Moving into warrior 3. So shifting your weight forward, lifting the back leg off. Option, keep your hands on the seat and extend your back leg. Avoid, again, feel like you're hugging a block in between your legs and pressing through your heel. Having your bottom knee slightly bent without locking your knee. And then try here, once you feel a little bit more stable, bring your hands to your chest for your balance. Hold here, breathe. And inhale. Exhale, hand on the seat. Swing your back leg forward and lift your leg up to the seat. Left foot is now on the seat. And inhale, sweeping your arms up to the ceiling. Lengthen the sides, descend, grounding into your standing foot. Exhale, twisting over to your left. Open your arms in line with your shoulders. Inhale, come back up. Come to center. Exhale, twisting over to your right. Shoulder in line, arm in line with the shoulders. Inhale, come back up. Lengthen. Exhale, twist to the left. Inhale up. Exhale to the right. Inhale up. Exhale to the left. Inhale up. Exhale right. Inhale up. Exhale left side. Bring your hands to your chest. Lower your elbow to the outside of your left knee. And then deepening your twist. Pressing your elbow against your knee. Drawing the belly in as you exhale. Allow the rib cage to turn up towards the ceiling. And allow your hip to move a little bit. So your left hip is going to turn a little bit higher than the left hip. And then focusing on your breathing. Finding space and expansions inside your body as you inhale. And as you exhale, gently draw the belly in. Here you're working on your balance as well. And inhale, come back to center. Reaching the arms up, inhale. Exhale, lower your hands, lower your foot. Feet hip width apart. And inhale, lifting your heels off the mat, balancing on the balls of your feet. And then lower your heel. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. This time adding arm action. Inhale, arms up to the ceiling, lifting your heel. Exhale, lower. One more. Inhale, lift. Heels off. Exhale, lower. Hands on your hips, stepping your right leg far back. So your legs are still hip width apart. And then allow the back heel to drop down towards the floor. So your right heel is down. Bending your front knee, sinking down. And then open your arms up for warrior two. So now my chest is facing towards the right side. And your back foot, having the back foot slightly turned out to your right side. Finding again ease in your knees. And inhale, lengthen through the crown of your head. Exhale, descending a little bit more down into your warrior two. Keeping your front knee on top of the ankle. And in the center, the kneecap facing the second and third toe. Inhale. Exhale, lower your back arm down to your back leg, your right leg, and your front arm over into a side bend. Reverse warrior. So feeling this as a side bend, not a back bend. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, reach your arm forward, lower your hand down to this chair, and bring your top arm up to the ceiling. See if you can descend a little bit more without hurting your knee. And then bring your top arm overhead. Inhale, push down with the left hand into your seat. Lift, arms up. Warrior two. And then straighten your front knee. Inhale. Exhale, reach your left hand down to the seat again. Bring your top arm up for triangle. Grounding into the outside edge of that back foot. Feeling the inner arches of the feet lifting and engaged. Feel the openness across the front and the back of your body. Inhale. Exhale. Bring your top arm overhead. Reach over towards a chair. Inhale. Exhale. Slowly lower your top hand down to the seat as you rotate your chest down. Lift your back heel. Step forward. breaths. Again, finding a little bit more of the height underneath your head if you wish, using some blocks or books or your bolster. And then inhale, come into the half lift. Exhale, bending your knee, stepping your left leg back this time. Keep your feet hip width apart and then lower, externally rotate the back thigh and lower the heel. Inhale, lifting your left arm up, cartwheel up, coming into warrior two. With the front knee bent, again finding your distance, your length, between your legs, your stance, and keeping your knee on top of the ankle in line with the second and third toe. Descending down as if there's a stool underneath and you're sitting onto that stool. Finding openness across the front as well as the back of your body. Soft shoulders. And inhale. Exhale, lower your back hand down to your back leg. So your left hand on your left thigh. Lifting your front arm over into side bend. Reverse warrior. Inhale, come back up, warrior two. And then straighten your front knee. Remember, keeping the front knee bent. We're going to reach your arm forward. First, bring your hands onto your seat. And then bring your top arm, your back arm up to the ceiling. Descending the hips a little bit more here. And then if you can reach your bottom hand a little bit more forward for length, you're welcome to reach your bottom arm forward and then bring your top arm overhead. Take care not to feel any pain in your knee. And inhale, come back up, warrior two, then straighten your leg. This time into triangle pose. Inhale. Exhale, reach your arm forward, lower your hand down to your seat, and bring your back arm up to the ceiling. Take care not to lock your knee here, keeping the inner arches of your feet engaged and lifted, and then finding length in your spine. Find space. And inhale. Exhale, bring the top arm overhead towards the chair. Lengthen the side of your body. Inhale. Exhale, rotate your chest down towards the floor, lifting your back heel up. Hands are on your seat and step forward. Okay, having your feet hip width apart, half lift. And exhale, fold forward. Again, resting your head on your support, keeping your legs active, feeling the engagement on the soles of the feet. Staying here for a few deep breaths. You're welcome to take a slight bend in your knees if you wish. And then inhale, bring your hands back on the seat. Half lift. Exhale, bending the knees, sweeping your arms back. Inhale, arms up, lifting your heart up. And exhale, hands to prayer, back down in front of your chest. Staying here with your eyes closed. As you inhale, lengthening your spine. Noticing a sense of expansion, of energy rising up. As you exhale, rooting down into the earth. Inhaling for 4. Feeling space across your spine. Exhaling for 4. Release unnecessary tension. And then slowly open your eyes. You're going to lie down on the floor for Shavasana. So if you have a bolster, it'd be great to have a bolster. If not, it doesn't matter. But we're going to use a bolster to place it on our belly for a little bit more of the grounding experience. So you can sit down on the floor. And if you want to use a pillow to support your neck, you're welcome to use a pillow. So bring your leg up on the seat. And just make sure that the backs of your knees are a little bit closer towards the edge. Allow the legs to part, softening the legs. And then with the bolster, you're welcome to either place it on your belly. Some people like to place it on their shin, whichever works for you. For if you place it on your belly, it's a little bit more of that grounding into the floor feeling. Allow the shoulders to gently roll down towards the floor. Opening the front of your chest, soften your arms. Bring your arms a little wider away from the hips. And as you stay in your Shavasana, just scan through your body first for any tension. Make adjustments if necessary. Notice how it feels to widen your legs a little bit more, softening your thighs, grounding the hips, softening your shoulders, your neck. And just scan through the whole body, from your feet to your knees, thighs. Soften the thighs, the buttocks, hips. Soften the belly. Allowing the slight expansions on your belly, the front, the sides, and even the back around the trunk. Softening the lower back muscles, middle back, upper back. And allow your shoulder blades to just descend and melt. Softening your hands, fingers, your arms, let them be heavy. Top of your shoulders, your neck, your forehead, smoothing out your eyebrows, corners of your eyes. Smooth out your cheek. Soften your tongue. Finding space across your forehead and space across your scalp. And just allow the body to soften and relax with each exhalation you take. In this place of relaxation, visualize a world you'd like to live in, a world of harmony, perhaps an Eden garden where humans and environment can live in harmony, humans and animals, people and people. Visualize how everyone is happy, everyone is free, everyone is healthy, there's laughter, there's greenery and color in the garden, the fresh air to breathe, crystal clear waters. Visualize the world that you would like to live in. A world of harmony, a world of compassion and respect for environment, for animals, for people. And slowly bring awareness to your spine on the mat. Bring some movement to your fingers and toes. Rolling your wrist, rolling your ankles. Extending your arms overhead as you take a deep inhalation. Have a nice long stretch across the body. And then remove the bolsters that you might have on your belly. Hugging your knees into your chest. Give yourself a nice hug. And then rolling over to your side of choice. Lifting yourself up to seated. And you're again welcome to sit up on your mat or come back onto your chair. Whatever works for you. Having our feet planted down into the mat. Bring your hands to prayer. Using this time to either chant Om 3 times or affirming yourself with positive thoughts. And before we end, I'm going to just remind everyone of Sanskrit. Loka samasta sukhinu bhavantu. May all beings be free and happy. May my words, my thoughts, my actions contribute to that happiness and freedom for all. Remembering that our thoughts shape our reality. So if we want a world of harmony, a world of compassion, where there is respect for environment, for animals, for people, it needs to start from us, from our thoughts, from our actions and our words. Taking a gentle bow in recognition of our own practice. And slowly open your eyes. Thank you for joining me on this yoga practice this morning, and I wish you a joyful day ahead